Greetings, older Dyson and Shark fans. On the left, I have this very old NV22, and on the right, I also have this even older DC14 animal. So how about we do a 2-cycle sand in the carpet test? And before we start measuring things, because we have 2 sets of measurements to take. Remember, with bagless systems, I do the entire bin, and then also I do what we extract from the bin. So I think we'll take the Dyson tools off. I don't think that'll affect the sand test a whole lot. Just a quick brush roll comparison. Here's the DC14. Take a look at that. Pretty wild looking. See the bristle pattern? And then here's the NV22. And you can see that the area, the opening that's available for the brush roll to work, is much smaller. And there's the two together. Let's see what the empty shark bin weighs. And these bins are difficult to measure. Obviously, they've been blown out. Okay. I think it's stable. I'm going to call that at 1252.9 grams. And here's the DC14 bin without the tools on top. And I can't see that. Bring it back a little farther. Let's see if that helps. I'm going to call it at 1358.6, and I know that's hard to see. Oh, yep, we got some. There's some in there, all right. All right, entire bin measurement. Takes a second to balance. And it's so hard to see. Okay. I can just barely see it. I'm at 1360.3. 60.3. And I see there's some extraneous fluff in there. Minus 1358.6. And we have 1.7. Now that's gross, divided by 5. So that's 0.34. Move the decimal place. And we're at 34% pickup. Okay, so now I need to extract this. I think I can get you a little closer too. Hopefully that'll work. kind of a big bin. All right. I think that's as good as we're going to be able to do with that. And here's extraneous fluff. It's not going to add up to that much, but it's there. It has some agitation, believe it or not. When I first saw that brush roll years ago, I thought that was the wildest thing. I really didn't know how well it was going to pick up. See if I can get the sand out of that. A little bit of hair. If you wanted to know, I'm still getting sand out. Kind of bouncing it around. Okay, fun with dirt. If you wanted to know what that measured, there, that's what that measured. Nothing. Less than 1/100th of a gram. So wouldn't have affected the results. That is a pretty clean. That's a pretty clean pickup. A little tiny piece of fuzz there. A little tiny piece of fuzz there, but we know that's not going to affect the results. Okay, extracted. Some time ago, one commenter said, "That's a very nice sound to listen to." They called it ASMR, I believe. Okay, so extracted, we are at 1.67, again, out of 5 grams. So 33, it didn't really change a whole lot. So move it around, and 33.4%. That's a very interesting number considering I did a 10 cycle test with this some time ago. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we got sand in there, all right. It's there. Looks like we had some pretty good pickup. Will it beat the Dyson? Okay, here we go with the raw bin pickup. Gonna make sure this thing gets balanced right. Okay. Oh, goody! You can see it. All right, that's not too bad. So we started out with 1252.9, and we end up with 1254.5. 12 minus 1252.9. And 1.6 out of 5 grams. It's 32. And move the decimal place, and we are at 32%. Now that's raw bin pickup. That's real close to the Dyson. And for, 2 cycles, that's not bad. All right, now I need to figure out what the extracted amount is. Hey, we got some carpet pickup there, so we know it's got agitation. Separate a little bit of sand out, so we know that's not really going to weigh all that much. Probably less than 1/100 of a gram. Let's see if I get a little more extraneous stuff out of there, but we know how little that's going to affect the result. Okay. And extracted, we are looking at 1.53. I guess that's good enough. I'll call it at 1.53. Move the camera a little bit. And that'll be out of 5 grams again. Move the decimal place. So about 31%. Let's sum these two golden oldies up. Maybe I should call them two purplish oldies up. Got a lot of data here to go over. So on the left, the NV22 did 32% in the bin and 31% out of the bin. That would be extracted. On the right, the DC14, it's really the same thing. It's within a margin of error. 34% full bin, just in the bin itself, and 33% extracted from the bin. Now, how does that compare to all my machines if I look at it like this? If I've got a bunch of bagless machines and I just weigh the entire bin, I don't try to extract anything, and I take a bagged machine and I just weigh the bag, the running average right now is 34% for that category. So these two bagless machines pretty much are dead on average, even when you compare them to bagged machines for their 2-cycle sand pickup. That's good. That's actually a little better than good, come to think of it. If you go and only do bagless extracted, you don't have anything to do with bagged at all, because I'm not actually going to try to extract anything from a bag. That's too difficult. So extracted results, bagless category only. These two machines do well above average, because my average is 21%, and that's bagless only. So if the NV22 does 31 and the DC14 does 33, they're a good 10% or more above average. And that's really good for old bagless machines. I mean, these machines are in, as far as I can tell, as close to original condition as possible, the original brush rolls. And they're doing a great job even when you compare them to much newer machines. Now the 10-cycle, this is really cool, going back into my database, if you have this shark right here and you keep going and going and going and going, and you end up going over the same spot of medium pile carpet 20 times, the extracted amount jumps from 31% all the way up to 50%. For the DC14, I have a 10-cycle extracted amount of 33%. So no appreciable change. So what that tells me with this DC14 is that it will pick up as much as it can, as fast as possible in a couple cycles, and then basically it stops. But if you were to continue to go over and over and over your carpet, if you're one of those people where you go over your carpet a lot of times, the NV22 will reward you a little bit better with, well, almost 20% more pickup. So that's very interesting. Essentially, how the average user would use both of these machines, they are pretty much exactly the same. Couple of cycles, if you got sand on medium pile carpet, no real difference. And they're very competitive, even bringing them forward into 2020. That's just amazing. Okay, so now I got to figure out how to get the sand out of the carpet. Let's see. What can I pick this time? How about a Kirby G6 with a stiff oblique brush roll upgrade? Yeah, that sounds like the ticket. And a 50-foot cord. And a transmission upgrade. Let's see what we got. Yeah, a lot of sand left. And I still have some on the carpet too that's come up. All right, let's get that. You see there's still a little more on the top. I think I want the brush roll on for this. Might be helpful. Okay, ready for the next test.